Hey, how's it going everyone? In this video here, you are going to find out how to create a hard drive partition on Windows 10. Doing this is very useful, especially if you want to install more than one operating system on your computer. Now, Windows 10 allows you to do this by means of the disk management tool. So now to open that tool, the disk management tool, all you have to do is go right here to the bottom left corner of the screen and click the start button right here. After doing that, you want to type partition. Just type partition right here. Type partition, and then you should see this option where it says create and format hard disk partitions. Click on it. And so after clicking on it, this should bring up the disk management tool. Now, another way to open the disk management tool is to right click the start button. You're going to right click the start button from the bottom left corner of the screen, the bottom left corner. Right click and then click where it says run right here. Alright, and this should bring up this window, and then this text field right here by where it says open, type disk mgmt.msc. Again, it's disk mgmt.msc, and then click OK or press enter, and this too should bring up the disk management tool. Okay, and so now inside the disk management tool you should see all of the information about your hard drive. As you can see, this right here, this is my main hard drive, a 300 gigabyte hard drive. Okay, so now what exactly is partitioning? What does it mean to partition something? To partition a hard drive? Well, partitioning a hard drive, as its name indicates, part, is to separate a hard drive into separate parts, so to speak. So basically you are like creating like virtual hard drives, and so by doing this you can install a separate OS or operating system on it. So very neat stuff. So now to do that, in order to create a partition, what you have to do, you want to have space. So to do that, you want to shrink your main hard drive. You want to shrink it. So to shrink it, you're going to right click on it. Right click anywhere right here. Right click anywhere right here. Right click, and then click where it says shrink volume. Okay, so right click and then choose where it says shrink volume, and then Windows will load for a little bit. Okay, and now pay attention to this field right here where it says enter the amount of space to shrink in MB. MB means megabytes. Okay, so keep this in mind. Now say for example I want to create a 2 gigabyte partition. A 2 gigabyte partition. Now keep in mind that 1000 megabytes equals 1 gigabyte. So for example, if I want to create a 2 gigabyte partition, I need to write 2000 right here, 2000 megabytes, because that equals to 2 gigabytes. Or if I want to create a massive 100 gigabyte partition, I need to write 100,000 right here. Okay, so pretty straightforward. So since I'm going to create a 2 gigabyte partition, I'm going to enter 2000. And keep in mind, the larger your partition, the longer it takes to create it. So keep that in mind. So after doing that, after choosing the amount of space to shrink by, click shrink. Okay, and depending on how much space you want to shrink by and how fast your computer is, this will take a few seconds to a few minutes. Okay, so as you can see, here is the space I have shrunk right here, and as you can see, it's called unallocated space. Well, what does that mean? It means unformatted space or unprepared space. So basically I have to prepare this space for storage, because right now it's just dead space that you can't do anything with. It's like you have land, but you have a house, but you can't do anything in it because there is no bed, there is no mattress, there are no seats, there's nothing that you can sit on and lie on. So the house is useless, the space is useless. So you want to prepare this space right here. So to do that, you're going to right click on it and then click where it says new sample volume right here. All right, and so this should bring up this screen. Now you want to click next. All right, so now you want to create a new sample volume, which means a new drive. New sample volume means new drive. So now confirm the amount of space here. Confirm the amount of space. As you said, as we have said, we want to create a 2 GB hard drive. So we're going to keep this as is, as 2000 megabytes. Now, say for example, you've changed your mind and now all of a sudden you want to create a 1 GB hard drive. Well, to do that, a 1 GB drive, a partition. To do that, just enter 1000 right here. And now the 1000 megabyte that is left over, the 1 GB that is left over, will be unallocated space. Just keep that in mind. And so once you know all of this, click next. And here you have the option to assign your drive a letter. You don't have to, it does it for you. Click next. And here you can choose a file system like FAT32, NTFS. You can keep it as it is. You don't have to do all of that unless you know what you're doing. And right here where it says volume label, this will be the name of your hard drive. So I'm going to call it new drive. You can give it any name you want. And then once you do that, click next. And then confirm everything. As you can see, volume size 2000 megabytes or 2 gigabytes. And click finish. And it's formatting, and voila, my new drive, my new partition. Here it is. I have a new partition right here. So pretty good stuff. And now I have two separate partitions on my main hard drive. So very neat stuff to know. And now if I want to, I can create a backup. I can do many other stuff with this. And if I go to the file system, the file explorer, I should be able to see my new drive right here. As you can see, look, new drive. Okay, new drive. This is my USB flash drive, by the way. And as you can see, the new drive I've just created, here it is. And this is my main hard drive, the main one with the OS on it, Windows 10. So really neat stuff. And if I want to, I can store extra things there. I can even open it and do all kinds of neat stuff with it. So really nice thing to know, how to create a partition on Windows 10. So if you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments below. Oh, and one thing to keep in mind, say for example you want to delete this partition right here, you want to delete this one, you want to erase it, and you want things back to normal, all you have to do is right click on it and then click where it says delete volume. Okay, click where it says delete volume, and then here it says deleting this volume will erase all data on it. Okay, so keep that in mind, and back up anything that you may have and click yes. And as you can see right now, it is now unallocated space again. And now if you want to, you can move things back to the way they were. You can extend, you can increase the space of your main hard drive again, of the main drive. So I'm going to select extend volume right here for my main drive. And I'm going to increase it by 2 gigabytes. As you can see, click next, click finish. And as you can see, things are back to the way they were. So you can always go back if you want to. So say for example, you've changed your mind, you've created a partition, but now you no longer want one. You can always delete it and then add that space back to your main drive. So very simple to create and delete a disk partition on Windows 10. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.